What's up, Taiwan? Good morning. I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan is seeing a spike in COVID-19 cases, with its largest number in 9 months reported over the weekend. The central government is taking temporary measures to curb the outbreak and says the situation is under control, as only 34 local cases were reported on Monday. Bing Wong reports.
These workers at the Datan power plant in the northwestern city of Taoyuan are waiting in line to take a rapid COVID-19 test before the shift. The company is taking extra precautions after Taiwan reported 83 local COVID-19 cases on Sunday, its biggest number since June of 2021, and most of the infections came from the power plant.
这个是一个密集度非常高采检的这个宿舍区68名有50名阳性这样我们要提高警觉。
47 out of the 52 positive cases were migrant workers living in this company dormitory. Those with COVID-19 have been taken to a central quarantine facility. To prevent a further outbreak in Taiwan, the government is implementing temporary measures, particularly in establishments known as adult entertainment industries. These include karaoke bars, dance halls, pubs, tea houses, saunas, and massage parlors. Employees at these establishments are also required to take COVID-19 tests on a weekly basis until the end of April. Taiwan's health minister says plans for further reducing quarantine periods for travelers into Taiwan from 10 to 7 days could be postponed.
有可能，但是要到达一定的程度。我们不会到达就是说承受的临界点才来改了当然要预留一些量能那有这样的一个风险的时候，那我们就会就是脚步会变得比较慢。
While this is the largest outbreak of local cases in 9 months, the government says there's no need to panic. Taiwan has been able to control all of its outbreaks so far and is incentivizing people to get their COVID shots. Klein Wong and Bing Wong for TaiwanPlus.
Residents of a fishing village in southern Taiwan's Kaohsiung are protesting a move that would see their homes relocated due to industrial pollution. Several decades of industrialization have left Dalinpu surrounded by polluting factories. A 2019 report by Taiwan's environmental agency found people in the village have a higher risk of developing cancer. Our reporter James Chater recently visited Dalinpu and found out more about the village residents' concerns about the relocation plan.
Industrial chimney stacks cast ominous shadows over village lanes.
早期大林埔它不但是环境非常的美，而且非常的干净，空气非常的新鲜。那自从工业区进来，我们的命运就被改变了。
Since the 1980s, a government plan to create an industrial economic engine in Taiwan's southern port city of Kaohsiung has slowly ensnared the village of Dalinpu. For nearly 400 years, Dalinpu existed as a quiet fishing village on the outskirts of Kaohsiung. But rapid industrialization brought Taiwan's corporate giants, including Taipower, China Petroleum, Taiwan Shipbuilding, and China Steel. With the companies came economic growth and a visible imprint on the village. China Petroleum funded an activity center and the ornate temple in the heart of the village. But their arrival also brought a host of other problems. One of the biggest, pollution.
那我收到，我都会把这些来申请的住院的，我会把它收藏起来，包括他已经往生的病况，会把它收集起来。那我看了真的吓一跳，因为肺部的疾病比例是占最高的。
In 2019, an environmental agency report found higher levels of toxic chemicals in the water, soil, and air around Dalinpu, and concluded residents had a higher risk of developing cancer. That same year, the government approved a $2 billion relocation plan for Dalinpu's 20,000 residents. Zhang Yixing is a fourth-generation Dalinpu resident. His shrimp farm in the village now sits abandoned. He closed it in the early 1980s after he realized polluted water was making his shrimps sick.
虾苗，你如果没有把那个海水处理干净的话，虾苗那个脚啊都有那个毛毛的啦，就没有办法活动啊，然后几天就死掉了。
He says the ocean used to come right up to his backyard.
我目前站的这个地方就是堤防。
But due to land reclamation for industry, the coastline is now more than a kilometre away. Like many shrimp farmers in Dalinpu, he lost his business in part due to the reclamation. But Zhang says he's open to relocating, as long as the terms are right.
搬出去唔通搁摕钱，变成啦讲啊，我一只徛这间厝好好，我本身无负债，迁出去煞为着搁要起厝来变成负债，安尼当然有的人就较无来啊。
In 2010, the government conducted surveys to assess whether residents would be open to moving. At the time, 70% of Dalinpu residents agreed with the relocation. And the government maintains no one will have to move until everyone is satisfied.
假如说大家都没有共识，大家都不搬，我们也不能强迫人家一定要搬啊。所以我们是以照顾大林埔乡亲的最大福祉作为我们迁村的一个基准。
But since 2010, concerns about the relocation have evolved, and it mostly focuses on the project's main slogan, 3 square metres for 3 square metres. It means for every 3 square metres residents have in Dalinpu, they'll get 3 square metres in the new area. But residents are worried a Taiwanese construction law means you can only construct on 60% of every 3 square metres, leaving residents with much smaller living space than before.
The reason why they're still so unhappy with the relocation plan is that they do not believe they will receive sufficient compensation to afford a similar house or like a similar household elsewhere in the city.
Raffaele Ippolito researches Dalinpu and has been talking with villagers nearly every day for the past year. He says there's a deeper issue that the relocation project doesn't adequately address, the 400-year-old bonds that tie this community together and make it home for the 20,000 residents. Behind me, you can see some of the 800 industrial chimney stacks which surround this once bustling fishing village. But after nearly half a century of industrialization in the local area, some residents here feel a sense of resignation about the relocation because the place they once knew is now unrecognizable. Dalinpu residents are now questioning who this relocation really benefits. After the relocation, the centuries-old village is set to be swallowed up by the industrial plants surrounding it.
The bottom line is, in Taiwan, economic development comes first, and economic interest comes first, and there's this internalized notion both at the institutional but also at the very community level that sacrifices have to be done.
For those making way for the economic development, a feeling there is no adequate compensation for their sacrifice.
如果真的你对不起大林埔人，是不是应该找一个土地比较广阔，规划为一个新迁村的大林埔那个新社区？如果你光给他土地，你就顺风车，就是说啊，居民怎么吵，就顺他们的意见这样吵，到时候是灭村，不是迁村。
Many here feel, in the lottery of winners and losers from industrial development, Dalinpu appears to have drawn the short straw. Asnaya Zhou and James Chater for TaiwanPlus.
It's the end of an era for Taiwan's railways. As the country's first domestically built passenger train, the Fuxing Semi-Express is ending its service. Entering service in the 1980s, the Fuxing was once the mainstay of Taiwan's railway network. But now there's only one remaining route using the train, running between Hualien in eastern Taiwan and Shuling in New Taipei. But that is being phased out. According to the Taiwan Railways Administration, the route will switch to a newer express service. The Fuxing train will arrive at Shuling Station for the last time on Tuesday morning. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Erika Liu. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with some images from the Sahara Desert where the Marathon des Sables took place. The event is regarded as one of the toughest foot races on Earth. Take care and see you next time.